Hi guys, if you love me then first of all subscribe to my channel, then we start the story. I remember the night Madonna told me she was more famous than I was. It still makes me smile when I think about it. We were backstage after an awards show, long after most people had left. The room was dim, filled with soft music and the lingering buzz of the evening. She walked in with that unmistakable strut of hers, full of confidence and energy, and I could tell she was in one of her playful moods. I was sitting on a velvet sofa, trying to unwind, when she stopped right in front of me, crossed her arms, and said, "Michael, you know I'm more famous than you, right?" For a second, I couldn't tell if she was being serious. With Madonna, it was always hard to know. She loved to stir things up, to challenge, to test the air around her. I leaned back and laughed softly, partly surprised, partly amused. "More famous than me," I repeated. I didn't raise my voice, just asked her the question like I wanted her to explain her theory. She tilted her head, gave me that dramatic little smirk, and said, "Of course, people think pop music, they think Madonna." I shook my head with a smile. "I think they think of both of us," I told her, and I meant it, but she wasn't done. She started telling me how her reinventions kept everyone talking, how her boldness made her unforgettable. She spoke like she was performing, delivering lines with flair and exaggeration. I stood up, walked a small circle, and replied with a teasing calmness, reminding her of my records, my shows, the way people across every continent knew the lyrics to my songs. She rolled her eyes and laughed, pretending to be unimpressed. To make my point, I slid into a smooth moonwalk across the carpet. She burst out laughing, pointing at me and saying, "Okay, that's cheating." Her laughter echoed through the room, and soon we were both laughing, not as icons, but as two friends who understood what it meant to live under the blinding lights of fame. When the laughter died down, she flopped onto a nearby chair, kicking off her heels with a sigh. I sat back down beside her, and the mood shifted into something more real. We started talking, not about fame as competition, but fame as responsibility. The pressure, the exhaustion, the way the world felt so loud and yet so lonely at the same time. It was one of those rare conversations where we weren't performing for anyone. After a long pause, she looked at me and said quietly, "Maybe we're both the most famous." I smiled at her, touched by the honesty behind her words. "Maybe," I agreed, "but what really matters is what we leave behind." In that moment, it didn't matter who was more famous. We were just two artists, two souls shaped by the same storm, sharing a truth only we could understand.